A later than normal show. This is Crypto Warehouse. It is 1 p.m. and today we're going to pose the question, where is Bitcoin going to go in the next few days? Where are the markets going to go? And also, before we begin, I just want to bring your attention to the bottom right hand corner. Today, one of our OGs, Kishan, is celebrating his birthday. As you can see in chat, I have dropped a box and all of you are wishing him a happy birthday. So a big shout out to Kishan. He comes on the stream every single day and gives us his support. And it's really for people like Kishan and Tariq, Elian, and every one of the OGs that we have, that we do this show nearly every day. 6 to 7 times a week we do the show, as well as dropping videos. So before we begin, a big shout out to Kishan. I'm not going to tell you how old he is. Let's just say he's 21 again today. We're not going to embarrass him by giving out his age on the stream. But it is his birthday today, so wish him a happy birthday if you can. And also in Telegram, if you go in Telegram after the show, wish him a happy birthday as well. So we have an interesting show today. As well as looking at Bitcoin, we're going to look at what XRP or what the CTO of XRP thinks the markets are going to do next year. We're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a look at what Charles thinks about AI scams. I'm going to give you my 2 pennies as well. We're going to look at Jason Crow, Jason Appleton. We follow each other on Twitter. We're going to have a look at his $32 ADA prediction. As you know, we love to look at other people's predictions on this show and see if we agree with them or not. There's no beef if we don't, and most of the time we understand the merits of where they're coming from. We're going to look at Bonkers. We looked at it yesterday and I said I wasn't going to do any more TA on the token, but we're going to look at what's happened with the phones. We mentioned on the stream that all of the phones have sold out. Why? Because the phone costs, I believe, $500 or $600, and you get 50 million bonk free with the phone, which is, I think, $268 more than the cost of the phone. We're going to have a look at that. And we're going to have a look at China. China has launched an NFT marketplace, or a mobile phone carrier, should I say, in China has launched an NFT marketplace. We're going to look at that as well. And it's a Saturday, so the stream is a lot less severe than normal. But remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, say hello in chat, smash the like button, let Kishan know that you're watching and you wish him a happy birthday. As I say, he watches every single stream, and it's great to have OGs, it's great to have personalities that we can talk to on the stream, because this is why we're here. Now, Crypto News have put an article up. Are we going to go to 38,000 or 48,000 next for Bitcoin? Now, we had a chap in the chat yesterday that said that we're going to go down to 37,000, and on the chart, which we'll go through in a minute, I did say there's a scenario and there is a setup for 38,000 and there is a setup for 48,000. So this article kind of ties into what we were saying. We're not going to go straight to 48,000, and we're not likely to go straight to 38,000, but there is a chance we could end up at either of them by the middle of next week. So we're going to have a little look at that, but let's go through the article first. So who has come out with this prediction? Bitcoin chart analysis suggests the price has formed a key short-term technical pattern that could be a harbinger of extreme volatility ahead, with quick dump to 38,000 or a pump to 48,000 possible. Now, again, I've looked at some charts this morning, and for me, there is hidden bullish divergence on quite a few of the coins I've looked at. That tends to indicate maybe over the weekend we're going to have a little bit of a pump up. But if we hit rejection at any key level, it could cause us to come back down. But we'll go through that in a minute. So we know we got to 45,000. We thought we would push on. Most people are now using the same channel that I've been using for a few weeks. The patterns often form in periods of market consolidation, like we've seen. So what basically I've been saying is, if Bitcoin has a breather altcoins are going to catch up, which we've seen. We've seen massive pumps in altcoins. Some of the coins that I was in red on, so I've got a couple of different portfolios. One of the coins in particular, Internet Computer Protocol, has pretty much doubled in price in the last week or so. So we're going to have a little look at that. If Bitcoin was to break its pennant structure to the downside, we'd have a quick test of 40,000 and then maybe 38,000. We're going to have a look at the charts in a minute. But what I want to do first, before we go and look at the charts, is let's go and have a quick look at the coins. We normally do this first, but I want you to open with the Bitcoin question, 38 or 48,000. If you're watching, let me know in chat where you think we're going to go on Bitcoin. Do you think we're going to hit 38 or do you think we're going to hit 48 first? Let me know. Gutawala, good morning to you. Let's do a few shout outs. It's difficult to see. Khaled is shouting Kishan, Kishan, Kishan. There's an awful lot of happy birthday wishes to Kishan in chat, which is lovely to see. There's so many, I can't actually see anybody's names. I know Rick is watching. Good morning, Rick. Welcome to the stream. Watch the sunrise. Welcome, newbie. Welcome, Bebek. We're going to drop a box in 15 minutes time, or a red envelope, whatever they're called, in 15 minutes time, which is free crypto. If you watch us on an exchange, we give away free crypto every stream. So if you want to join us and get the free crypto, the links are in the description below where you can get the free crypto. Good morning, Rick. So where are the markets? We're at 42.3 on Bitcoin, 22.5 on Ethereum. We haven't really moved in the last 24 hours. Volumes come down a little bit. Bitcoin is still sticking around the same prices. We're not going to arrange same percentages. We're not going to have to go through that now. But as I said, Internet Protocol. Yesterday, I noticed the pump on Internet Protocol. I don't really pay much attention. It is in my $15,000 to $1 million portfolio, and it's basically now in the green. It's the only coin I had that was really struggling, other than Matic, to get up to highs. I have Chainlink, I have Ethereum, I have Bitcoin. I've got lots of different kind of top tier coins, Cardano, in that portfolio. And Internet Computer Protocol, ICP, was the one that was struggling the most. It's had a massive run, and now I think everything is in the green in that portfolio. I'll make a video about it at some point. Woo is up, Osmosis is up, Filecoin is up, DYDX, Arweave. There's a good few gainers today, and I'm expecting to see a certain name down there. I said this. Now, if you watched me yesterday, I pointed out that Bonk was going to retrace because it really, it overpumped. Basically, it went up too much. I did a quick check on the price this morning, and it's down. Now, what I'd say about Bonk is, I made a comment, and my comment was, you won't go to heaven if you haven't got a soul. And what I meant by that was that a lot of meme coins don't have longevity. They don't have anything to really keep the momentum and the buy pressure on them. If you look at Dogecoin, we have the speculation about X. If we look at Shiba Inu, it has an entire ecosystem. If we look at Pepe, what's Pepe done? It had a huge run up and now it's retraced. If we look at other altcoins, other meme coins, they retrace when they hit certain prices. And when we hit 1.6 billion market cap yesterday, I thought, this is crazy. It's not going to do. I mean, and we had, again, I warned you yesterday, there were people saying that Bonk coin is going to 10x from here. And 10x on Bonk coin would give it a market cap of 15 billion, which would put it on the same level as Avalanche. It would put it above Dogecoin. And I warned you that that is not a healthy comment to make as a crypto influencer. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy Bonk. I'm not saying you shouldn't take short-term profits on it. But be careful. Don't come into it thinking it's going to 10x from here. We've already had a 7.5x in the last month. It is going to come down, and it's going to come down heavily over the next few days or weeks. Just be careful. I also covered sats. I did a members only video on sats yesterday, and I said I wouldn't be buying sats at this price. That's down 11%. Beam is down, Audi is down. Don't go anywhere near the FTX token. It's a zombie coin. It's not attached to any exchange. Fetch has retraced a tiny little bit, but on the whole, the markets aren't doing too badly. Now, if we head over to Bitcoin, let's go and have a look at where we are on the price. Because, again, I sound like a stuck record when it comes to Bitcoin. And the stuck record is that no matter what happens, no matter what Elizabeth Warren says, no matter what is talked about, we have stayed in this channel. Even when we were here, we touched the top, we were consolidating the Warren news, we still touched the bottom of this channel. We had some volatility, we bounced, we came up, we're sitting at the bottom of this channel. We are in here. You can see the volume profile on the right hand side showing you where the liquidity is. Now, we have the same levels that we have yesterday or the day before, whenever I covered it. And that is, we need to get to somewhere near 44,000 to get to this level. We are sitting at this level now, which is about 42,000, 41.7, around that level. That's where we're sitting. Now, as the chat pointed out yesterday, we could fall down. There's a huge gap here. There is a huge gap here, and we could do this, which would take us down to 37.8, 38, 37.8. That is where we could come down to. Now, if we break this 44 level, and as I've said a few times on here, if we come up, the channel is naturally moving in a direction that would put us at 48,000. So over a period of time, if we consolidate here for a while and let some altcoins catch up and let some movement in the meme coins and the altcoins and everything else like that, if we just hang around here for a while and we kind of do this and bong around, fine, it will allow the altcoins to catch up. If Bitcoin decides to have a move and we dump to 38,000, the altcoins are going to follow it. If we pump up to 48,000 and hold it for a while, the altcoins will catch up. So the altcoins are going to follow Bitcoin, whatever happens. But both 48 and 38 are on the cards. Now, there is a small amount of hidden bullish divergence knocking around. It's more on the altcoins than it is on Bitcoin. But we could come back up and we could get towards this 43,000 range here. So today we could do this and get rejected again and come back down, but we could get back up towards 43,000 today. I don't think today or tomorrow is going to be a massive amount of movement in the markets because it's a weekend. We'd expect to see it on Monday. But we could have a flash pump, we could have a flash crash. Like we say, maybe come down to 38,000, get some liquidity, and then move back up. But this channel has held, and it's held really well now for 2 months. So it's going to take some major news to break it, in my opinion. Moving on, let's have a quick look now at Ripple issues 7 bold predictions for the crypto come 2024. I'm not going to go through them individually and spend a great deal of time on them. I'm just going to flick through and see what they have to say and whether we should be agreeing with them. There we go. So the end of the lawsuit against Ripple, yes, that is going to happen. And the reason that's going to happen is that the 2 parts of the lawsuit, we've covered it before, is XRP a security? No, it isn't. On the secondary market, is not a security. Case closed. Second element is the fine. How much is Ripple going to have to pay the SEC? I think it's going to be 100 to 200 million. I think the SEC wants 700 million. So we have a lot. We have a gap. We have a gap. Where are we going to go with that? I think whatever happens, once the fine is issued and that case is closed, XRP is going to pump for me. We're not going to do the XRP charts, but I think it's going to pump for me. I think we're at, what are we at now for XRP? Let me go and have a look at XRP. XRP is sitting at 62 cents. I could easily see XRP going into fourth position and overtaking BNB when the court case is closed, and I could see it going to probably 80 cents, maybe something around that. So it's not. It's going to happen. It's not much of a prediction because we know it's going to happen. Judges will remain the last line of defense. This will always be the case. The SEC like to legislate by. Oh, excuse me. The SEC like to legislate through the courts. So expect more court cases. Yes, totally agree with that. Congress cannot agree because you have the two elements of Congress. You have the Congress members who are backed by the banks, who are trying to not ban crypto, but slow crypto down. Then you have the other side who are trying to push crypto forward. So it's either or. It's either or. Crypto no longer needs traditional institutions, validation, or partnership. I'm not sure about that. I think if crypto is going to be adopted, it needs to have partnerships. Whether that be Visa, whether that be the banking system, whether that be healthcare, education, whatever else it might be, I think crypto is always going to need to be connected to real life, if you like. Well, I'm not going to read any more of them because there aren't too many more to read, and I want to try and keep the show on track. So we're going to drop a box before we start to read about the AI scams. Now, I'm a big fan of Charles. He's lost the plot a bit recently. Not too much, but he's had a few rants. And I wholeheartedly agree with him on this. Now, we stream on a certain platform that shows videos, that platform being YouTube. Now, on YouTube, before our videos play, you will see adverts. And one of those adverts at the minute is allegedly Brad Garlinghouse advertising a $100 million giveaway of XRP. And in it, he says, to prove you're real, send XRP to this address and we will send you double back. Before him, it was Elon Musk. And Elon Musk was saying, if you want free Bitcoin, send 0.1 Bitcoin here and we will send you 1 Bitcoin back. They're all scams. Never send anybody any money in return for getting something back. You're never going to see it again. So, what Charles is highlighting here is that there are bigger issues now in terms of deep fake videos. We've seen a very prominent Saudi Arabian prince suing Facebook because Facebook was showing adverts with him in it, but it wasn't him and he wasn't endorsing it. And he sued them and he's won. And what media platforms have got to be super careful of is highlighting these scams, and they need to get more savvy. They're not savvy at the minute. They're showing anything that makes them money. So Hoskinson's stark warning revolves around the accelerating sophistication of generative artificial intelligence tech. His concern stems from the recent emergence of deepfake videos created entirely by AI. They are realistic, as we know. They mimic the mannerisms and speech of crypto icons like himself. fabricating deceptive narratives like fraudulent giveaways, taking to social channels. He eliminated nefarious evolution in AI that can potentially ensnare unsuspecting cryptocurrency holders, leaving them vulnerable. The crux of his message is basically they're really too convincing. That's the problem. They are really too convincing, and I don't want to give them airtime to show them too much, but they look like Elon Musk. They look like Brad Garlinghouse. They look like Vitalik Buterin. There's no real difference. You have to have a very keen eye to spot the differences between the token giveaways by, say, Brad Garlinghouse and the real Brad Garlinghouse. The only way to do it is to just not believe any of them. That's the key for me, is don't believe any of them. And what the social media platforms need to do between now and probably the next bull run, so it gives them a good 12 months, is simply introduce some kind of Twitter verification. So on Twitter, you've got your blue check mark, your silver check mark, and your gold check mark. If Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple really wanted to advertise on YouTube, it needs to come from an official verified channel. And I think YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they need to move from anonymous advertising to validated advertising, and the onus is on them. The same way, if you put a fake advert on TV, you have the TV Advertising Standards Commission, which stops you from doing that, and they fine you. If you're a news channel or a TV channel, you get fined for promoting scams. We need to have fines introduced for social media platforms, not just a sultan or a prince suing Facebook directly. We need those media platforms to be sued by either an international body or the body of where they are based. But something has to change, because the one thing we don't want is for people who watch these streams to fall for these scams. So anyway, before we move on, I am very quickly going to drop the red envelopes. Rick, I'm about to drop it now. I went on a little bit of a rant. It's a couple of minutes overdue. So I'm going to drop the box now, or the envelope now, should I say. Give me a second. There we go. I should be able to just enter this password. If you bear with me, I'm dropping the crypto now. So you should, there we go, there's one, so that's the red envelope dropped. I'm now going to drop a box in here, so you all get some free crypto. And remember, it's Kishan's birthday today, so make sure to give Kishan a big cheer in chat. There we go. So the boxes and the envelopes, or whatever they're called, the red envelopes, red boxes, they're all dropped. And remember, if you're new here, we drop crypto every day. It's always free. We don't ask for anything in return other than that you give us a big like and you follow the channel, because that really helps us a great deal. So we're going to move on to Jason Appleton, Crypto Crow, Jason Crow, many names, and he has predicted a possible target for Cardano of $32 per coin. Again, I don't necessarily agree with this. We're going to go through and look at his possible scenarios to get to that. So he predicts that the crypto token could hit unprecedented heights as he asserted his bullishness on ADA moving forward. Remember, crypto influencers will create articles and titles to get attention and get themselves published in news articles to drive attention towards them. So it's not clickbait, but it needs to be done. If you're ever going to get recognized or ever going to get a following, you need these clickbaity titles to try and drag attention to you. Now, do I believe that Jason thinks we're going to hit $32? No, I don't. I think if you asked him for a realistic price, he'd give you a far lower price. What he's doing is giving you the outlier optimistic prediction for Cardano. We looked at a price of $17 million of the day for Bitcoin. Totally outrageous. That would be the price of Bitcoin if it replaced gold, if it replaced traditional assets. It'd be $17 million. It's a totally unrealistic target. However, if you took 5% of that, that would be $1 million. And that's where I think potentially Bitcoin could go in the next 7 or 8 years. So they give you an outlier price, which is the most unrealistic price. And what's dangerous is for new people to crypto, they will listen to it and they will look at the price of Cardano and they will say, okay, what's Cardano at today? Cardano today is at 61 cents. So at 61 cents, where do we go? That's not a 10x, that's a 50x. That's a 50x from where we are now, I believe, for Cardano. Yeah, a 50x. That would give it a $1 trillion market cap as it stands. Okay. I don't understand how we could get to the $32, but there we go. Or is it a 20x? 30x? 30x. That puts it 600 billion. Okay. Sorry, just trying to work the numbers out. On air, live. In the video that accompanied his post, he drew out a hypothetical scenario. If Bitcoin were to reach a $10 trillion market cap, as he projects, that would put ADA at 400 billion. Meanwhile, he believes ADA's dominance could rise as high as 4%. Now, this $10 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, this is a bone of contention because some people like Ben Cowan believe that the total crypto market will hit $10 trillion. If that happens and we hit $10 trillion and we keep the same ratio that we have now, that would put Bitcoin at $5 trillion. A $5 trillion market cap for Bitcoin would be a 7x. Let's call it a 6x for argument's sake. That would give Bitcoin a $250,000 price. That's what they expect. I expect a $6 trillion market cap, which is slowly but surely being ruined by the ETFs and everything else. So I'm only expecting the 4x, which would put Bitcoin at $170,000. He's predicting Bitcoin having a $10 trillion market cap, which is about a 12x that puts Bitcoin at roughly $500,000. I think that's totally unrealistic, but what do I know? So he's predicting that if Bitcoin were to hit a market cap of 5 trillion, ADAs would be at 200 billion. That's his conservative approach, which is $16 in the next cycle. Again, I think these prices are too high. I have got a prediction. I think my prediction for Cardano is about $5 to $8, which is roughly a 10x from here. For argument's sake, a 10x from here. So I'm predicting a 10x. He's predicting a 20x from here. Either way, it's still going to be a great return if you buy into Cardano. Now, very quickly, I'm not going to go over the whole price prediction for Cardano because, again, what are we, half past? We've got 2 bits left. You know what, I think we're actually going to do the show on time today. So where are we with Cardano? So, again, back down here, we were telling you that you need to be buying Cardano. I said we should be looking at 40-cent Cardano as a minimum because that's a nice price it's sat at for a long time. The market has pumped a great deal. Cardano sat on this fib level for a while. It's broken up to here and look what happened. I move down to this, there we go. So we've got hidden bullish divergence on Cardano. Cardano came up, it's bounced off this fib level, it's sitting mid-range here. I think we should be looking towards this area here for Cardano in the short term. This area here, which is sitting at 78 cents. So that's about a 30% gain from where we are now. Now that's not today or tomorrow, but that's the next leg up, because I think we've got an 80 cent range here, but 78 cents for me is the next move for Cardano. If we do come down and you want an area to accumulate, the area to accumulate for me is about this fib level down here, which is about, let's call it 54 cents. So 54 cents for me would be that would be about a 12% drawdown for me. But again, we've got previous all here at that level. So to accumulate, I would accumulate at 54 cents. I would possibly look to take some profits at in the region of 78 to 80 cents. If we do this, take some profit. Okay, I've got to kind of validate what I'm talking about here, because otherwise it's going to look silly. If we have a spike, I'll redraw them again. If we have a spike or a God candle to 80 cents, what's likely to happen is we're going to come down again. Nothing goes up forever, nothing comes down to forever. Now, if we follow the same pattern that we're in and we do this, okay, don't take profits at 80 cents, not financial advice, because we're taking steps upwards. So we could, over the course of towards the beginning of next year, we could do this. This is a very nice higher lows, higher highs pattern, and you don't need to be taking profits unless you want to take profits out of Cardano and put them into XRP or Solana, whatever else it might be. When I say take profits, what I mean is if we have a huge spike up, right, I'll give you a better example than this, because we all know the flavour of the month at the minute is bonk. Right, so this is Cardano, okay? Cardano's doing this, and then Cardano does this. All you need to do, in my opinion, is take profit there. That's the profit take. Because what's going to happen is, it's so far removed from the moving average, so far removed from the fib. The only thing this coin can do now is this. So make a profit there, take a profit, don't be greedy. If Cardano has the same move that Bonk's had in the next few days, take a bit of profit. Now, again, if you're doing this, it's a nice move. It's not a move where there's going to be a massive downturn. The sharper it goes up, the sharper it comes down. The slower it goes up, the slower it comes down. Eventually, you're going to end up at the same price, but one will have more market swing than the other. So that's what I'm saying with take profits. If we shoot to 80 cents, take some profit. Then if it comes back down to 65 to 70 cents, buy back in. You'll end up with 10 or 15% more Cardano than you have with today. That's if you want to trade. If you don't bother. Hold Cardano for the long term. Wait for it to hit $5, $6, $7, $8. Start to take profits at $5, $6, $7, $8. And if we go to $9 and you keep selling, and then that's the end of the bull run, you should be 70 to 80% out of Cardano by then, and then you've got your profits. And that's the way I'm going to be playing the next bull run. I'm not telling you something that I'm not going to be doing. Once we start to get towards a $5 Cardano or a $3 XRP, $4 XRP, I'm going to start taking profits irrespective of how bullish the market looks. I'll be selling 10%, maybe every week or two, just to start to DCA out of the market. Because that's just, I didn't do it last bull run, and that was my mistake. So this time, I'm not making it again. Now, we covered this yesterday, and we covered the amount of money you can make in Bonk. by buying your Solana phone. I don't know if it's going to mention it down here. Wow, this website has a lot of adverts on it. Right, okay. So it hasn't got the price in. Basically, the phone is cheaper. Sorry, the phone is free because the amount of bonk you get with the phone is more than the cost of the phone. So the phone is free. So Solana Sega smartphones are selling like hotcakes because they come with an airdrop of bonk meme coins valued at more than the cost of the hardware. But they're about to run out of phones. So what is going to happen? Well, I don't think this is going to carry on forever because I think the price of bonk is going to come down. I don't think it can hold the levels it's at, but who am I? Solana Labs, the startup that comprises the network founders, is keeping the door open, saying it will assess demand and developer interest in building apps for the Sega ecosystem before committing to any next step. We're extremely excited by this surge in momentum and interest in Saga. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but we sat here 2 weeks ago and talked about how nobody was buying these mobile phones. I don't know if anybody watching remembers that, but we were saying that they hadn't even sold 30 or 40 or 50 of these phones. And all of a sudden, bonk comes out of nowhere, the price pumps up beyond belief, and suddenly all of these mobile phones have sold out. Now, again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I am not saying this has happened to sell the phones, because that would not be, I wouldn't be able to prove that. But what I'm saying is, it's funny how we go from the point of view where there's no phones being sold to all the phones being sold because of a pump in the price of bonk. We're extremely excited by this surge in momentum. Well done. Okay. In the meantime, we're eager to see additional submissions to the Solana dApp Store. Now, again, what this could also do. Here we go. So, the price of the phone is $600, which means the value of the bonk airdrop is about $870. So you pay $600 for a phone, you get $870 in bonk. It's not $870 anymore, it's come down, probably about $690 now. But it's still more than the cost of the phone, so it's a free phone. We're officially sold out of Sega phones in the US, a huge thanks to everybody. So, again, I'm not saying go and buy one of these phones. What I'm saying is that we've gone from a position where no phones are being sold to a position where all the phones are sold, and I just find that a little bit of a coincidence. Now, we're going to move on because we are going to stick to the plot today. We are not going to overrun like we always do. We're going to get done by 1:45 so we can have a quiz. And we're at 1:38. Got 7 minutes, 7 whole minutes. So maybe we might even have time for me to tell you a little bit about the free NFT airdrop that's going on today. And with that free NFT airdrop, you get free tokens. I'm not going to spend too long talking about that because I don't think the token is listed on either of the exchanges we're streaming on, so I don't want to break the rules too much. Moonspid, welcome to the show. Kayak Mer, watch the sunrise. Welcome everybody. So China's largest telecom operator launches NFT market, Link NFT. So this is big news. China's one of those schizophrenic countries when it comes to crypto. Banning mining, banning coins, allowing this, CBDCs here, NFTs here, it's all over the place. It obviously has its own agenda. Banning the mining of Bitcoin in China, I don't think was a political move as far as crypto was concerned. I think it was to do with the power grid. Remember, mining Bitcoin consumes energy. China was the largest miner of Bitcoin in the world. It was a huge drain on their national grid. So they banned it. But those companies that owned the mining platforms, they went to Kazakhstan. They didn't close down. They just moved out of the country. So it was a move to protect their own energy supply, not because they don't like crypto. Their CBDC came in because they want to move away from the WAN to the digital WAN. It's on the blockchain. So they're clearly interested in blockchain technology. And I think they were, what's the word? They were trying to take the most benefit out of crypto that they could while still protecting their, their national infrastructure. So on Friday, China's largest telecom operator, China Mobile, unveiled the Link NFT, an NFT-free market. The primary objective is to provide Hong Kong citizens with easy access to the next generation of Web3 internet, fostering a unique experience and contributing to the establishment of a new digital economy and society. This initiative aims to propel Hong Kong into the forefront of the Web3 era, emphasizing the convergence of virtual and physical realms. Remember, Japan is forging ahead with Web3 and the metaverse. Japan wants to be the world leader in the metaverse. Their own Minister of Technology, or whatever it was called, he appeared at the most recent NFT, or he didn't appear, he appeared virtually at the most recent NFT conference, where he gave a speech about wanting to export the Japanese tech to the world. China is in direct competition with Japan. China is not going to take this line down. So they've launched this probably as a pilot test to see how it goes, because remember, it doesn't matter whether it's a privately owned company. If China wants to take over the company, like Alibaba, it will just walk in and take over the company. So this is a pilot scheme. If it works, it will roll out across the rest of China. There's lots of benefits to the metaverse in a country like China. The best one is, of course, education. You can educate your entire population in the metaverse, reduce the cost of teachers, reduce the cost of everything, but more importantly, coupled with AI, you can provide one-on-one education to your entire population through the metaverse. It's massive news, especially for somewhere like China, which wants to be at the forefront of everything. If it can mass educate its population, it's going to do so. So Hong Kong is a good test bed for China to go and do that. So that's great news, especially when we want adoption, especially as we're trying to get 2 billion people, 3 billion people into crypto. That's what we want. Now we're going to move on to the quiz. So let me bring up the Bitcoin chart. Let's have thoughts and prayers for Bitcoin today. Let's try and get Bitcoin any higher. I think we're moving up slightly. I think we're at 42.5 now, something like that. So we're going to turn off one of the streams, and when we come back, we're going to do the quiz. So give me 1 second. We've actually done it. 143. We're there. There we go. Right, so let's look at the 1 hour chart. Right, so if you bear with me for 30 seconds, I'm going to turn one of the streams off, and when I come back, we're going to have a crack at doing a quiz.